we are going to New Zealand's National Museum, the most famous museum in New Zealand, which is the Te Papa Museum. So we're going to Te Papa on a Sunday, and we parked our campervan in a car park that, you know, looked fine. There was heaps of other campervans parked up next to us yesterday. We left it here overnight, you know, we paid for all that. We looked at all the signs to, you know, just to see what the conditions are.
This is what happens. They just made the market around. So over there there's a butchery, here there's fruit and veg. Next to us there's another veggie place. And yeah, they just made the market all around the campervan, and that doesn't seem to bother anyone. So that's convenient for shopping. So it's really convenient and it doesn't seem to bother anyone. They just, you know, the guys parked next to us were just laughing their ass off, and that was pretty much it.
Good job we don't actually have to get out today.
The market is literally happening around our campervan as we speak. If we wanted to get out, we couldn't. We just part of the market now. We've just merged into the market. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. We pick up some vegetables and some stuff to eat for tonight, and then we go to the Te Papa Museum.
First, Laura is really excited to show me her secret spot. To be fair, it's not really secret because there is some massive orange and blue signs outside of it. And it's basically when you're about to enter the Te Papa Museum, just on the side, in front of the entrance, there is a very small exhibit about quake-proofing buildings in New Zealand, and especially the quake-proofing process of the Te Papa Museum.
The cool thing about the Te Papa Museum is that it's massive and that it's free entry. And as backpackers, we like the sound of that. So there's so many different exhibitions here. Basically, we're just heading for the ones we see first. And the one we see first is Gallipoli, the scale of our war.
So Gallipoli is a province in Turkey where New Zealand troops were engaged in war during World War II. And this is basically the scariest time in New Zealand history.
The first thing we see when we go into this exhibition is this huge human model of a soldier from World War I that fought at Gallipoli. It is massive and it is so lifelike. And then in this room we also have the clothing that the World War I soldiers of New Zealand used to wear, including the equipment they had. Like, everything is so detailed and presented in such a new way. We're just like, wow, we're seriously impressed.
There is like two soldiers like on a machine gun fighting with another guy on the floor. There is a captain kind of like mourning the loss of one of his soldiers, and all of those ones are gigantic size. So we get gigantic size sculptures. You go inside the room and you learn a little bit more about the stuff. You go to another gigantic size sculpture, and then you go inside the room and you learn about that side of the war, and then you keep on going that way.
The last part of this exhibition is you get a red poppy where you write a message before you place it into the sort of fountain that's in the next room.
So the next exhibition that we are going to see is the Mountain to See, which is basically all about New Zealand landscape and how it was formed, and also all the wildlife in the country, as well as sea life which are surrounding New Zealand. And one of the main pieces of this exhibition is the colossal squid. So the colossal squid is basically the biggest specimen of a giant squid ever found and preserved. And this one has been given to the museum and is preserved perfectly in a weird substance that just keeps it like it is.
Next we are walking into the native New Zealand bush. Okay, it's not quite like the bush of New Zealand. Obviously we've been to loads of really amazing places and forests in New Zealand, but this is just giving you examples of the landscape all over New Zealand, the plants, the volcanic activity, the fossils, the limestone caves like what we saw in Waitomo. It has all this in an outdoor section of Te Papa Museum. It's a really cool thing that they have with the Te Papa Museum because it really shows that they are going for every single aspect of New Zealand here, including the fucking swing bridges. It's really cool. Next we have an exhibition called Passports, which is about the settlers in New Zealand that came after the Maori. So that's the European settlers, and also there's, you know, people from all over the world that's now come to live in New Zealand. There's like some interactive displays, like things where you open up little folds, you pull out some tables, you pull out some drawers. There's like loads of different interactive things to do in this exhibition. The Waitangi Treaty. This is another very significant part of New Zealand history because this is the treaty that made New Zealand a nation. It's the one that united the Maori people with the British.
And then we went to the exhibition called Island Nations. I'm not really sure, but it's about all the other nations of Pacific Islanders which live around New Zealand, and also Polynesians, which were the first one to colonize New Zealand and then, you know, become known as the Maoris.
This is really cool because there's obviously loads of really fascinating different cultures from these islands. So this is particularly interesting to me at least, and the really cool thing that we love about this exhibition is the music section. You can make your own music with this touch pads. As you can tell, because I've been talking for so long, there is a lot to see at the Te Papa Museum. It is an absolute must in Wellington.
It was a great day at the Te Papa Museum. We are back at the Trek Global hostel today. Quick food and going to bed early. Because it's Sunday night, there is no one that is ready to party anymore.
And we'll see you tomorrow for a tour of Weta Studios, the place where Lord of the Rings was made.